It's a new week in the crew Motorfest, and it's a new year and a new month and a new main stage. Lots of news this week. Happy New Year's, everybody. This is the Chase Squad Engage Summit Guide. Let's go. All right, real quick before we get into it, if you're looking for any of my Motorfest tunes, go to militiagamingcode.com, click on Motorfest Pro settings from the top, and you will find all of my tunes right there. All right, let's get into it, man. The cars for this Summit bundle are the Ivory Tower Asus Hypercar, the W Motors Lycan Hypersport, and that is it. For the additional vehicles, I actually recommend using the Stealth Edition Asus. If you don't have the Stealth Edition, that's okay. Use the regular Asus. I've got pro settings for both. And then you're gonna need an escape vehicle. The Cento Dieci works really well on this one. I recommend having Nitro Chemist with Pure and Extra Pump. And then you'll need a slalom car. I recommend AGP. And for this one, you definitely need Scorebreaker with Pure and Skilled. If you're a newer player and you don't have the legendary parts, make sure you're maxing out these skilled affix on whatever color parts you have. If you have blue, make sure you re-roll those affix to get skilled, and then make sure you got the max percentage. Same thing with purple. If you don't have legendaries, the more percentage you can get in skilled, the better. You can also put legendary points into the skilled affix in the menu. Just go to profile, then go to driver, and then go to legend points and find the skilled affix. Anyways, the keys to this summit are these strange mechanics with these chase events, and there's a couple of like weird little tactics that you're gonna have to use. So here are the pro settings, then we'll get into the events. All right, the first event is called How to Smash, and that needs a different name. Anyways, this one that needs a little bit of explanation before we get into sort of the route that I'm taking. The goal of this one is to smash as many cat targets as you possibly can within the given amount of time, and these targets actually do pop back up, so you can actually make rounds. You don't have to follow checkpoint to checkpoint, but by the end of the event, you need to go through all the checkpoints and you need to hit the finish line. So that's kind of the basis for this. Let's take a look at my route. So basically, we start off with this first checkpoint here. Nothing funky at this point. You just follow the checkpoints. Make sure you smash every single cat target that you see. All right, we're gonna fast forward through a lot of this because I don't want to spend too much time on it. Hit the cat target. All right, after this cat target in the beginning, I make a right and hit this other one that's right here because it pops back up later on. Then we go through these ones. Nothing funky here. Nothing funky here. Fast forward. Go through these just like normal. Fast forward through here. Normal, normal, normal. Let's see what else we got. All right, same. This is just following the race path at this point. Make sure you hit all of these cat targets. You don't want to miss any of these. Each one you miss is worth like 5,000 points. All right. Jump up here. Grab this one. Okay, now when we get to here, you're going to be grabbing all of these along this straight, but there is a section where there's two of them. You can just leave one of them. You'll probably end up hitting it a little bit later. Basically, that right there. Make sure you hit both of these guys, and then you're going to come all the way back around. So you're basically just following the route on this first part. So when you get to this is the like the very end. This checkpoint right here is the last checkpoint. This one right here. Okay, so here's the thing. You have two options. You can continue on and just go straight to the finish line. You'll get a score. You'll get a pretty decent score, actually, because if you hit all the targets and go there in a decent amount of time, you'll get a good bonus. You'll probably end up over 200,000, which is like 150,000 points. It's fine. Or you can do what I did, which is I hit all of these along this straight here, and then I hit the final cat target. I missed that one, actually. I hit the final target here and go away from the finish line and make another loop. So this is what enables you to get more score. So you head towards this hangar on the right hand here, and then just cut right in between here. You have another one, you got another one here, and then all of these inside this building actually respawn. So you can go back through here and grab all of these in reverse, and they're close enough to each other where your multiplier is going to stay alive. Again, hard cut right here to the right, grab this guy, and then it's going to be a hard left to turn back around. You got to kind of hustle to get to this one before your multiplier goes away. Get this one, then make a right hand turn and go back around. get a little bit of speed because you're going to jump back up on that rooftop. This one is respawned. See, your multiplier is still at 10 at this point. You got another one here and another one right here. And then you can go back down this this side over here to grab this guy, because this one actually was the last one of it. You can do another one here on this side. There's another one here. So all of these start to pop back up. You guys got to kind of get the idea. You don't have to get this much score. And honestly, this route is not even like fully optimized. Like, you could definitely do better. So there's that one. And then I kind of just decided that was what I was going to get. And I just went straight to the end. I got this last one. And that was it. 287 plus 40 seconds left, which gives me another 12,000 right at 300,000. It's a really good score. So that's all you need to do. I know this is not optimized. Other people have gotten higher scores, but 156,000 is more than enough for the summit. All right, moving on to the second event type. Now this one, there's going to be 3 of these in this summit. You basically are tasked with just crashing these AI drivers. Now, the way to get the most points, if you're looking to get an insane score, is to get in front of these cars and hit them head on with a lot of speed. And preferably on a spot where they're also traveling fast, because the points are calculated on the difference in speed and the head-on collision. So that's what you're trying to do. I actually rewound right here in the beginning, and that's the other takeaway. I should have said that first. You need to turn rewind on. Make sure you turn rewind on, because you're going to be using it the entire time. So anyway, this first one, I watched which way he was going to go in the beginning, because he has multiple options. And then I rewound back to the beginning, and then I just decided I'm going to go to the right and beat him to the place where he's going. So I noticed he's going right. I go this way. I get a nice head-on collision with some speed. 240 is a pretty decent amount. You're looking for somewhere above 200, but if you can get 400,000, it is possible. I even had a 500,000 point one later in the event. But basically, you can see I'm just taking off. I'm going way ahead of them, coming back, hitting them head on, and it's literally the same process over and over again. Just remember, if for some reason they turn, or if you get too far ahead and your countdown starts and you can't get back in time, rewind. Just hit the rewind button and get back there. Just make sure that they're on the right path. Also, if they do turn and you rewind, sometimes they change their path and just keep going straight. So utilize that rewind. It's super important, but that is the full tactic for all 3 of those events. That's going to be event number 2, event number 4, and event number 5. So there you go. All right, real quick on event number 5. This event has 3 cars in it. You need to take out the 2 smaller cars before you end the event by taking out the larger car. The larger car has a lot more health to it. So here's what happens. When you smash one of the smaller cars, it gets behind of wherever the other guys are going. So every time you hit one of the smaller cars, you need to make sure that you trade off and hit the bigger car again to slow him down so that the smaller cars can catch up. You basically don't want to kill the main guy before the other 2 guys are completely killed, because every hit gets you a ton of damage. And remember, you want to do those head-on collisions. So get in front of them, hit one of the smaller guys, then catch back up to the main guy and do it all over again. All right, let's move on. All right, the next event is called Red and Blue. And for this one, I do recommend using the Stealth Edition of this Asus. It just handles a lot better than the other one. Not a lot better, but marginally better. And if you don't have it, just use the regular one. It's okay. Anyways, let's skip to the parts where there's cuts. All right, right here at about 28%, you can choose to cut across this field if you want, or you can take this turn. If you're confident in your gutter abilities, your ability to take this gutter and not slow down too much, just go ahead and stick to the road. It's probably faster if you do it right. However, for me, I just thought this was a lot easier, more consistent. Cut across the fields and, you know, rejoin with the road there. And lastly, at about 72%, you're going to cut this right here. Try to control your speed a little bit, because going through that grass section sometimes messes you up. The remainder of this race, honestly, is just all about controlling the speed for the corners. Notice I'm downshifting. I really did a poor job on that corner. I should have hit the gutter as opposed to too far inside, and that really messed up my line. So anyways, it's all about controlling speed, hitting the gutter where you need to, and just not overdriving. This course is very easy to overdrive. There's tons of little sharp corners, little high speed corners that are just going to mess you up. Just take a little bit of time, go over it a few times. You'll get a good score. You just have to make sure you practice. Anyways, let's move on. All right, the last event is called No Rest for the Wicked, and I'd recommend using the regular Lycan Hypersport. There's a couple of cuts on this course, so let's just fast forward to those. All right, the first one is right here at 52%. You're going to cut left right after these pipes, between the trees, rejoin on the road. It wasn't the cleanest that I did, but I was going a little too fast. All right, the next one is here at about 89%. Stay left, then cut back right, and go straight across the grass here. Now, this one definitely can be optimized. I think I'm going to go back and do it again. But basically, that cut is something you can do extremely fast. I just was really safe going through this because I wanted to make sure I got it for the video. Anyways, you can cut this corner at 94% as well. And then again, this corner right after that at 96%. And NOS to the finish line, you're home free. All right, here are my 3 feats. I'll let them play out like always. I will catch you in just a moment with the final scores. All right, here are my final scores. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you DM me with any questions. I read every single message that comes my way on Instagram and Discord. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. Hope it helps. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.